Alrighty, here, rocking the Happy Star. He is our red Terran player, playing for Dragon Phoenix Gaming. Give it up for Kier.
And his opponent with the Angry Star, also playing for the team of Dragon Phoenix Gaming. It is our blue Protoss hero.
And do you know why he is angry or rocking the Angry Star? TeaDragon.
Because he loves Carbot and Bob the Zealot was always angry? I don't know.
Nope, because he is getting cheesed, and nobody likes to get cheesed. Let's be real.
Oh yeah, this is definitely gonna be. It has to be Reapers, right? Look at how close that is to the ledge.
Yeah, I would imagine it will be a Reaper here. I mean, there is a large cliff area. Very hard to wall that off with just one or two buildings. You gotta utilize, I believe, 3 buildings total to wall that whole thing off there.
Right. Now, Hero, obviously very thorough with his probe scout of the main base. He is gonna be a little bit suspicious. Now, of course, there is also this SCV, which may or may not be a sign. So Hero did, in fact, queue up a Zealot. I do think that is the right move, just to delay a little bit. Now, he will also take the low ground Nexus, so, well, we'll have to see. The first Reaper is finished, and it does hop up the ramp. The Zealot is ready to intercept it as well. First Stalker is going to be produced. The Reaper is going to start chipping away at those probes, also landing a nade. Oh, it will get one probe. Pretty decent micro and counter micro. This is always very fun to watch. Oh, look at that. Pretty much a perfect grenade coming out of the Reaper, making sure that the Stalker is not going to be able to chase.
Yeah, so well done there by Kier, getting 2 probes in total. We'll potentially can get more later on if he dives in with the Reaper, but I think right now the main objective of those Reapers is to get scouting information, because right now I believe he does not have quite the sight on that Twilight Council. Yeah, he has no idea that there is a Twilight Council on the field, so he may want to go ahead and jump into the main base very soon, just to at least get some sort of scouting.
Yeah, now what do you think Hero is going to go for? Is he going to go for Blink Stalkers, or is he going to go for something a little bit crazier?
You know what? I'm thinking it's going to be Blink Stalkers. I mean, there's no like probe out there with a proxy pylon, you know, because if that's the case, then you know that might indicate DTs. But yeah, it looks like it will be Blink Stalkers, and also, you know, with the amount of stalkers he's made out of the gateway, it would suggest Blink Stalker. Now the question is, will he make 3 gateway Blink Stalker, or will it be a 4 gateway Blink Stalker opening? That's the question. And it looks like with the Robo, it looks like possibly we're going with maybe 2 or 3. So not an all-in, it seems.
I would have loved to see 4 gates, because Cure is going straight into a 3rd command center. He actually started that 3rd command center before his natural command center even finished. So, actually, Cure is setting himself up for a pretty defensive sort of position. He's already pumping out a 2nd tank, and the Raven is just about to finish. So, he is trying to make sure that he secures a pretty good economy. He secures a very nice defensive position. So, actually, I take that back. I don't think that a 4-gate Blink all-in would have been that good here.
Yeah, it looks like Kier is set up pretty well thus far. However, I'm kind of confused, because right now it would seem a little bit late for a 3rd Nexus. I mean, especially when he's working off of 2 gateways. I'm wondering why is that gateway a bit later than usual? Because I don't know, maybe he's anticipating that there might be an attack soon or something, like a timing coming his way, so he's being a bit cautious. Okay, there we go. Robotic space. So he is working up with he's taking a little bit earlier, maybe into Colossus probably, before he does expand.
what is the advantage of trading off a slower Nexus with a quick, trading off a Nexus for a higher tech? I think it's to give you a better defensive position. Is that it?
Yeah, so if the Terran player is going for a timing attack, if you scout that, then going for that Colossus tech first before the third Nexus does allow you to have a better defense. However, the problem is Cure, like you mentioned, made that third CC relatively early, so it was never going to be a timing attack of some sort. It was going to be a macro build coming out of Cure, so this actually sets Hero a little bit behind because Cure's economy is going to be much healthier compared to the Blue Protoss.
Yeah, exactly. And Cure is going to be setting up for a later timing with that stim and that combat shield researching. He's got quite a few tanks. He's building up to I believe that is a 4th and 5th. Yep, we have barracks number 4 and 5. So it looks like these these stalkers are going to be out and about on the field. They are going to be trying to deal a little bit of damage. You know, obviously utilizing that blink micro to the best of their ability. As we have seen, Hero is very, very proficient in. Will he be able to pick off a tank? It looks like that will be the case. Disruptor does get off a very, very nice shot, damaging that siege tank such that the SCV is going to be forced to repair it. I think Hero is starting to realize what's up. He's going to take that 4th Nexus, you know, at a time that is pretty close to when the 3rd Nexus got up and running. He's getting all of his upgrades. Yeah, we've got ourselves a really nice macro game here.
Yeah, I love this decision by Hero to go for that quick 4th. One of the ways to negate some of that early 3rd CC economy, if you're going for a later Nexus, is to go for an earlier 4th. As there's not going to be a lot here to coming his way.
Oh, poor Disruptor. Okay, so it did actually get a really nice high value shot off on something like 3-4 Marauders and 2 Wintermines. But then Hero accidentally cued it in the wrong direction. Or, you know, like, whenever you try to click a unit all the way across the map, sometimes it might go in the direction that you don't want it to because of the way that the map is. Mm-hmm. And so the way that it pathed was straight through a siege tank line. So, unfortunately, it did get off a nice shot, but at the cost of its own life.
Yeah, sometimes little mistakes like that happens. However, it looks like Hero not letting up on this Disruptor harass will go ahead and target the SCVs, but doesn't quite get too much, only 4, as Akira does have his army out and about.
Yeah, Cure is obviously looking for some sort of timing. He did get his upgrades just now. Does he have +1 attack? I believe he does. Yep, he does. He also has all of his bio upgrades as well. Ooh, I think that was a pretty nice Disruptor hit from the back side. Field Battery Overcharge has been popped, but that War Prism, once again, the pathing, so that War Prism is going to go down with both Disruptors in it. Now, this Colossus is going to be key in holding the line here. Looks like there is going to be enough for Hero to just collapse on top of the bio. Oh, maybe, maybe not. The Raven coming in clutch, disabling that Colossus for now. Man, this is a very, very nice back and forth. We do see the Widowmines reinforcing as well, forcing the Stalkers and the Zealots back once again. Okay, pretty decent splits from the Zealots, so the Stalkers are going to be able to reinforce and shoo this Bioforce away, finally. What an intense fight, I have to say.
Yeah, there was a little bit of a back and forth there. Really nice play with the Interference Matrix, because that probably, I think that probably helped him, allow him to get some extra pot shots while the Colossus was inactive. And now, you know, he's enjoying a nice supply lead in terms of the army supply. Got the, of course, the overall lead as well in terms of the supply, but Big Daddy Colossus, it does join in.
Oh man, look at that. Each Colossus is taking one side of the Terran army, and they're getting off so many hits. Cure is not really engaging too well up those ramps. Now, the Stalkers are going to be able to blink on top of the tank. Zealots are going to reinforce and clean up the rest of the bio. So Cure is being forced back. He did have a little bit of a supply lead earlier, but now Hero is the one with the supply lead.
Yeah, those two
Wow, look at
Colossus,
that.
man.
Yeah, dealing quite enough damage for Hero to be able to pick this game up. Oh, do you see that? The gateway is already being rallied all the way across the map. That's... Huh. I
Oh
wonder why
yeah.
that is.
You know, it might just be a Zealot, early Zealot chrono, and then he's gonna follow up with maybe a Depth,
Ooh.
and he's gonna put on some light
Okay.
pressure in the early game.
I like it. Nice. I am a firm believer that the best way to scout is by putting on a little bit of pressure with an army.
Or never mind, it's just gonna be a regular opening.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Why did Cure go for a quicker reactor? Is he trying to pump out Marines and he's prioritizing that over a factory?
Huh, yeah. I guess. Yeah, he just wants to make some extra Marines, I guess. Might wanna...
Oh, you know what? This could be a 3 racks opener. We might see... Yeah, I think it's going to be a barracks follow-up. Yep, there we go. Okay.
Ah, yeah.
So this could be for a... If this is a 3 racks, which I think it is, it's going to be a pretty quick dim timing from Cure. Nothing but Marines and maybe Marauders. You know, you've got no tank support, no medevacs, of course. It's just pure bio, and your goal is to deal a little bit of damage to catch the Protoss off guard. But of course, this Adept is going to be moving across the map. Now, if Hero is able to scout out what his opponent is doing, that will be huge. That supply depot does go up at a good time. The Adept Shade does not get in, but it does see a few signs, right? It sees a lot of Marines. It also sees the fact that there was no factory that was at least visible. That's another sign.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that he's making a good call by making Adept. I think that's a good move. Oh, never mind. He's making a DT Shrine.
Oh, wow. Yeah, this is always a very interesting kind of situation where we have one player going for DTs and the other going for a 3 racks. Now, the 3 rack stim timing does hit quicker, I believe, before the DT attack. So it's going to be up to Kier to get as much damage, as well as Hero to get maybe some shield batteries up to help defend.
I also really like what Hero's doing. He's constantly sending in shades with the 3 Adepts. And he's also picking off a few Marines here and there. Now, shaving off whatever you can from this Bioforce is essential to really sort of making sure that it doesn't hit nearly as hard as it could.
Yeah. Oh, actually, my mistake. The stim timing doesn't attack before then, but the concussive shells timing does attack or hit.
Oh, I
The
see.
DTs. But here we go. DTs are warping in. While Kier is still dealing with these Adepts.
Oh, I think that was a bit of a mistake, right? Hero did not mean to send in those shades. Now, we do see SCVs going down in the main base. 5 SCVs did go down. They will be, I believe they were cleaned up by the Marines.
Yeah, so 5 SCVs, 2 Marines going down, while 4 Adepts and 1 probe going down for our Protoss. But interestingly enough, the DTs are going to hit a bit later. But turret has been up now, so looks like these DTs, I would expect not to get too much damage done.
I like how Hero is making a pretty big effort to keep those DTs alive. Now, a scan was burned to kill that 1 DT at home. Hero, of course, making a full wall just to make sure that the bow can't get in and do damage. Now, I like this in the middle of the map. That 1 DT forcing yet another scan. Getting, I believe, a couple of kills as well. Not too bad. Of course, DCs are quite expensive, so you definitely need to get damage done with them. Otherwise, it's just not worth it.
Alright, so both players not getting too much done with what their initial plan was. DCs didn't really kill too much, while this 3 racks play of Cure doesn't really get too much done as well. So looks like we'll progress into the mid game here relatively unscathed on both parts.
Yeah, considering their openers, I was so sure that we were going to see massive amounts of damage, but
Yeah.
that's not the case here. So, you know, pretty nice. Both players are very, very stable and very able to defend. So, props to them. Defending, of course, is one of the most difficult things in StarCraft. Oh, look at that. Stalkers are going to go pretty deep trying to pick off another Marine. They were kind of doing a little dance outside of the bunker range for a little bit, so... Again, Hero just showing... At this point, he's just showing off his Blink Micro. He's kind of teasing his opponents.
Yeah, it's kind of like poking the bear and then just like quickly running away.
Yeah, exactly.
However, the bear is too slow to catch up, so
Yeah.
he gets away for now.
For now, indeed, these Stalkers are going to be able to scout out the fact that there is bio in the middle of the map. Now, Charge is going to finish in time to defend against this. I expect that Hero is going to want to do a huge warping of Zealots because these Stalkers are not going to be enough. Look at that. The Immortals are going to try to do some damage, but the bio is stimming straight on forward. The probes are pulled off the line. A bunch of probes do fall. Shield Battery Overcharge is popped on the backup Shield Battery, and of course the bio is going to retreat for now. Another warping of Stalkers are going to be able to clean this up, but oh man, again, I thought that was going to end the game for a second, but I guess not. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, there was no charge lot. It was just mainly Stalkers. He wasn't even blinking too well because the bio army got on top of the Stalkers immediately, was able to target down the shield battery as well. I thought it was going to be GG, but you know what? With some extra warping reinforcements, he manages to just barely survive. And now the game continues, but I still think, I mean, there's still some hope for Hero to kind of grab back the lead, but I think he still needs a decent disruptor hit. Because Cure right now, while he is down in the worker count, I think he has a healthy army supply lead.
Oh, and look at that first disruptor hit does shave off a few units, I believe 2 Marauders, so definitely not a cheap loss for Cure, but he will be able to pick off that disruptor in return. Now, I like what Hero does. Have you noticed that he makes disruptors, or he makes like maybe a single or a couple of disruptors, but then he transitions straight into Colossi. He did that last game, and I feel like Hero was kind of caught off guard by it because he wasn't able to respond adequately to the 2 Colossi in the middle of the map in the last game. So maybe Cure is, you know, maybe not expecting the same thing this time around. Oh, look at that. A recall on about half the army. They do get out safely. Oh, look at that. 13 probes did go down due to a bunch of Widow Mines, and there's actually no detection, so Cure getting almost 20 kills. Is he going to get more? Look at that. 23 probes. All because these Widow Mines have not been cleaned up. Now, the bio is going to come onto the front lines as well. Disruptor does only find a Widow Mine to kill. In the meantime, more probes are going down. Ooh, this is not looking good for Hero.
Yeah, he's had to dealing with this attack at the 3rd base while trying to clean up the Widow Mines here. Now he does do decently well. He does have the Colossus here as well as Shield Battery overcharge. So we'll kind of buy him some time, but he still needs to clean up this Widow Mine here at the main base. Now if he can survive... Oh.
Yeah, like you said, if he can survive, right? He's got a pretty decent army. That Colossus is able to ground that army. Those 2 disruptors as well. And of course, Hero, if he keeps up with his Stalker micro, I mean, throughout the entire tournament tonight, we've seen him showcase his Blink Stalker micro. If he's able to keep it up, he will be able to put himself back into the game. He's hanging on, you know, like, he is not dead just yet. I feel like any other Protoss would have fallen a lot earlier, but look at that. The 2 disruptors are going to be caught when the bio is on the ramp. So all of a sudden, these Marauders are going to turn around and gun down all of these high-tech Protoss units. Is this the turning point? I feel like this is possibly the beginning of the end.
Yeah, that was a great trade there by Kier. Hero kind of overextending, trying to chase the army with only one Colossus. You really need more than that if you're going to chase around, unless you're like super confident with your the rest of your ground army. And now, yeah, the supply heavily swings in favor of Kier. I was going to say, like, if Hero can kind of survive, he does have a 4th base. He can Chrono Boost out those lost probes. And, you know, kind of get back into the game. But with that trade there, it does leave him, Hero, in the bigger hole than before.
Yeah, and also Kier has just been absolutely relentless with these mineral mines. Look at that. He's mined literally every single one of Hero's mineral lines. So more and more probes are going down basically continuously. And the supply lead is going to widen even more in favor of Kier. So this is definitely not looking too good for our Protoss player at all. Kier has sniffed out the fact that there is a 4th base. He's going to be able to gun it down without any repercussions. 14 more probes go. I mean, at this point, yeah, like, Hero staying in the game probably longer than he should be allowed to, but I mean, I don't blame him, but this is definitely not looking too good for him. Shield battery overcharge is popped once again, and this engagement is looking like a Hail Mary. Now, granted, these 2 Colossi have stayed alive for a long time. Kier is just not able to collapse on top of the Stalker Colossus army.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he has quite enough, but you know what? As long as he trades, you know, fairly even, he's still winning because, you know, he's the one that's going to be on more or has better economy than Hero. But yeah, it looks like you still got to be careful. But yeah, it looks like it's just too much of a deficit. Hero gonna tap out, and Kier, he's gonna tie up the series here. We have ourselves essentially a best of 3. Now, of course, Hero opened up the first series against Su with a 3-0, so he is, you know, he had a really great start. I mean, that puts him on, I believe, on top of the bracket or so, or either 1 or 2. But I believe Kier. Wait, did Kier play? No, he didn't play yet against. He was supposed to play against.
Gumiho, I believe.
Yeah, Gumiho. But I don't believe that was played, or that wasn't completed. So.
Right.
So Hero should. Yeah, right now Hero is ahead in the standings. So if he can get another good result here, he should be able theoretically to put himself in a comfortable lead.
Now, remind me, Snoopy, I believe map scores also matter, right?
Yeah, the map score matters only if the series score matter. So if, let's say, the first and second place wins or ends up with 2-1, like wins 2 series but lost 1, then they will take into account the map scores.
Oh, got it. I see. Wow, look what we have here. This game is pretty closely resembling the build orders from last game. We have Kier again opening with a 3 racks. So he will be trying to hit that stim timing that he did last game. And then Hero also going for a Twilight Council. Yep, okay, it looks like it's going to be Blink this time around. No DTs this time, so a bit more conservative from our Blue Protoss. Now, these Marines are actually going to go pretty far out onto the map just to try to catch any gateway units on their way, you know, without expecting it.
Oh, Cynical Death is just letting me know that there was a walkover given to Gumiho, it seems. So looks like Kier maybe received the 0-3, I would say. Maybe.
Right, yeah, I think it's because he just wasn't here in time. He was still playing for the Africa Global.
Yeah, the question is whether he receives a 3 losses or if it's just going to be a 0-0. And then
I think it's a 0-3. Let me check the Liquipedia.
Okay, while you check that, looks like the blink is about to be finished here. Now looks like we don't have. Let's see how many gateway. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so 3 gateways. Pretty normal, standard. We should see a nexus being thrown down soon. But the question is, will he throw down that dirt nexus at the, let's say, 3 o'clock position, or the gold base? Because of course this map does have that gold base in play. So, but I don't even think that matters because it looks like here it's moving out. He is ready to go for that stem attack. This time around, it goes uninterrupted. There's no DTs that was harassing his mineral line or anything like that. So looks like he will go ahead and strike with Fury. However, there is a shield battery here as well as force field. Can he get the force field? He does get the force field, but not quite in time.
Oh man, okay, so that force field was good, like you said, but maybe not in time. The Robo Bay does go down. Excuse me, the Robo Facility. Look at that. We have improvised Blink with the Warp Prism. Very, very nice. So the bio is going to be cleaned up. Wow, that was intense. I could not even keep up with that fight. Sometimes a lot of fights in StarCraft just go way too quick. It's like, wow. All of a sudden they're over. Very well played, I think, from both sides. I think that Hero was pretty happy with how that turned out because, of course, he did not get a chance to shave off any of the bio units like he did in the last game with the Adepts. So that was a pretty decently sized bio chunk. Now, speaking of big bio armies, this one is going to be enough to shoo away Hero Stalkers. So that was a pretty ambitious blink onto the high ground. And then, of course, an ambitious use of the force field on the ramp, which was pretty nice, but not exactly enough to save the Stalkers.
Yeah, he didn't quite have vision of the base of Kier, so he wasn't sure where the army was. So he kind of preemptively blinked up while there was a bunch of gateways, bunch of Marines and Marauders there to greet him. So, yeah, unfortunate for Hero, will lose a good chunk of Stalkers. Not over yet, but yeah, definitely not the best trade for the Blue Protoss. He is going to go ahead and start expanding to his third base here. So, but as you can see, Kier also getting that third CC up, and kind of gets me worried because of course the worker count quite even. In fact, Terran has a 1 worker lead. Never mind, that changes with this Stalker harass. But I mean, when you factor in that meal. Let's go ahead and bring up the income graph here. Oh, for the time being, we do have Hero leading the income graph, but I believe Kier should be able to overtake that once the third CC and the meals drop. But anyhow, we're gonna have another skirmish here at the middle. We'll take down that Colossus.
Wow, that is a huge pickoff. I think any Terran player would be happy to sacrifice a few Marauders if it means that they get to take down a Colossus. Look at this, a double drop in the main as well, dealing a ton of damage. These probes are pulled off the line, and oh my god, look at that. The entire mineral line getting decimated. Another Colossus is going to come up onto the high ground, but not in time to save those probes. Kier is very happy about this double drop, and look at that. He is just stimming like there's no tomorrow, making the most of whatever bow units he has left. Man, oh man. Kier just secured himself a huge economic and supply lead.
Yeah, that was a really great play there, catching Hero out of position, and when he forced the recall, or Kier forced the recall of a Hero was not able to recall enough of his army. The probes, of course, had to be sacrificed, and there we go. Kier not letting up, gonna go ahead and harass that third base as well. Oh no! Oh.
Okay. I thought that honestly more probes would die, but
yeah, same here.
Wow, that was heart-stopping for a moment. Anyways, we do see the main army of Hero engaging at the front. 2 Colossi, a bunch of Stalkers, and a bunch of Zealots as well. I mean, obviously, Hero, at this point, he's basically given up on the harass, right? We have a single drop at the third base, and then, of course, this double drop, triple drop at the main, going all the way down into the natural. Will Hero be able to break this position at the front of the Terran base? Looks like a bunch of SCVs are pulled off the line. This is getting really crazy really fast. I mean, look at that. So many workers on both sides are falling. Hero has basically at this point lost all of his... He has actually lost all of his workers. So GG is called. Cure is going to take a 2-1 lead. Very nice. Look at that. Hero is going to follow up with a Twilight. So I would not be surprised if he goes into Blink Stalkers yet again.
By the way, thank you in the chat for letting me know about the sound. Should be fixed now. But anyhow, first Oracle will jump right into the main base. Doesn't quite get too much done. Oh, that was so close.
Wow. Yeah, once you see that line, it's a heart-stopping moment. But yeah, that Oracle is just gonna dance around a little bit. Oh. No way.
Yo, he is playing with fire right here.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure a Widowmine one-shots an Oracle, so that is definitely not what I would be doing. Oh, look at that, and the Cyclone too. So Cure is fully set up to defend against this Oracle. That Oracle was definitely trying to overstay its welcome, trying to see whatever damage it could do. Did it get an SCV? I think it did, right? Yeah, it got 1 kill, so it finished off that damaged SCV, but could not get any additional damage done.
Alright, so looks like we're headed into a mid game where it's going to come down to we're going to start off with the Blink Stalkers versus what looks to be just a bunch of Bow units here. Still hasn't quite gotten that tech lab on that barracks. Looks like with that second barracks finishing up, should be able to land onto that tech lab and start getting that stim, the important stim upgrade, or the combat shield as well. And yeah, I looks like we might have ourselves a little bit of a lull here for the next few minutes or so. Actually, never mind. Looks like he will go ahead and be aggressive with these stalkers. They do have blink, right? Yeah, they do have blink.
Yeah, at the same time, he's gonna also start getting charge. It is gonna help him defend against that eventual bio push. There is also an NG base, so it is gonna be a +1 timing. It's gonna make that push a lot stronger than if it just had stim. Oh, look at that. Stalkers are gonna blink very aggressively forward. That Cyclone does get off the final hit, and it does live with something like literally 1 health. So, I mean, just wow.
Oh my god, can
okay,
he get the stim? Oh man.
Oh yeah, these Stalkers are... A few of them are gonna go down. Hero is very aggressive this game. I'm not sure if it's paying off.
Yeah, I think his objective right now is just to keep Cure kind of defensive and passive while he kind of mines off at that third base and gets ahead. He also buys him some time to get that charge upgrade up and running as well. Even the forge would be nice if he can kind of finish that +1, whether it's upgrade or sorry, whether it's armor or attack before the Terran attacks or go for a counter attack.
Oh yeah, that would definitely be ideal. If you have +1 armor on your charge lots, it makes them a lot more durable. Yep, there we go. So we see armor coming down. Nice tag with the Oracle and nice blink micro, killing off a Marine. Oh, and look at that, killing off the Reaper as well.
Man, Hero is just so good with the Stalkers.
Yeah. Against Sue, against Cure, I mean, what's next?
Alright, meanwhile, while the attack is going across the map, there is a nice charge run by here for Hero. We'll get actually a good amount of SCVs. This is a little bit tough here for Cure. Wasn't expecting this. What you really want to do as a Terran is actually get sight of the, especially on the map with the watchtowers. You want to get sight of the watchtower, or at least put a spotter Marine there to counteract those backdoor charge dot run bys there.
Yeah, I think Hero timed that very well. He knew that his opponent was out on the map, and so he just sent those charge lots in at the perfect time. And look at this, he's setting up for yet another charge lot run by. Looks like they are going to go ahead and walk into the natural. There are Widow Mines here, so I'm not sure how much damage these Zealots are going to do. Okay, and there is backup bio. Yeah, so only a couple of Widow Mines go down, but a bunch of Zealots are going to give their lives for Ire as well. Now look at this. This is a tech pack that we have not seen from Hero yet until this game. He's going for Storm, which I like a lot. You know, change things up, keep your opponent on their toes. But at the same time, his army is quite charge a lot heavy. So is this pairing common? Like having charge with Zealots? I guess it is, right? When you have Archons and Immortals.
Yeah, so the gas goes into the High Templars and the Archons and the Storm, while the minerals go into those charge dots. So yeah, he does end up with a lot of charge dot, but he is trying to set up a little bit of a kind of a sandwich here, but doesn't quite have enough on the right side. So here he's going to take advantage of this, go straight into the main base, chase all the charge lot onto the right side before the left side army can catch up. And oh my goodness, Kier doing so much damage here.
Okay, and Thorn finally finishes, but definitely not in time for those 14, soon to be 15 probes going down. This was, look at that, Cure turning the table saying, hey, I saw you being aggressive earlier with your charge lots and your stalkers, and I'm gonna do you one better. I'm gonna send in all of my bio into your main, and I'm gonna make sure that you can't connect your storms for quite a little while. Very well played by Cure, judging that he was able to do that and just going for it within a split second.
Yeah, just a split second, and you know, in the end, you know, he backed up all the way to the main base where actually some of the buildings were blocking the charge lot from getting on top of the Bao army there. So the buildings actually worked against Hero, but of course,
right.
with the storms and as well as the additional warpins, was able to finally clean it up, but at what cost?
Okay, we do see a couple more probes going down. Again with the Widow Mines, man. Cure. Oh man, he knows his opponent. He knows that Hero probably isn't the best with observers compared to other Protoss. Or maybe he knows that, you know, he's playing some other sort of mind game where Hero is simply not expecting that amount of Widow Mines. But regardless, he is going to get some more damage with the probes. And look at that. He's getting +2/+2. He's killing more probes, and he's getting Ghost Tech. I think that Cure, once again, is in an excellent position this game.
Yeah, and unfortunately that the Widow Mine not only got the probe, but also the observer, so...
Yeah.
Now,
man. Not again. This is just like that Carbot episode. I think there was one where the Widow Mine is burrowed, and so the Protoss can't see it. The Protoss finally gets an observer, and then, of course, we see the Terran scan and kill off the observer. Classic.
Jesus.
This is just getting ridiculous. Look at that. Cure is just gonna drop right on in. He doesn't care about the storms. Now this drop, I don't know too much about. He will get more probes with it, but look at that.
Wow.
That is a lot of storms and a lot of bio going down. So that was not the ideal drop.
Yeah, that was in terms of the army battle, that was very, very well done by Hero. That keeps his head above water. Right now, Kier is pretty far ahead, but you know, maybe if he can get this one huge, really great engagement here, then maybe he can kind of tie up the supply here. I mean, the army supply is actually pretty even here, and then when you combine that with Storm, this might be his one and only chance to actually turn this game around.
Yeah, we do see the Zealots coming up, and the Stalkers also blinking on forward. Widow Mines are going to deal a lot of damage to the Zealots, but look at that. Ghosts in the back are going to strip that first Archon of its shields. Now, of course, we do see the 2 full energy High Templar in the back. They are going to be absolutely lethal. Huge drop that I just missed. Actually killing off the main Nexus, but look at that. Both players are in each other's mains now. An excellent series of EMPs are going to strip the High Templar of their energy, but is this enough bio? Look at this.
Oh
Looks
my
like the
goodness.
Stalkers are going to overpower the bio. At the same time, there is that triple drop on the other side of the map, still dealing damage in the Protoss Natural. This is an absolute slugfest. Workers are going down from both sides. I think, yeah, eventually Cure should be able to clean this up. But man, Hero did not go down without a fight.
Yeah, he certainly went out with at least a bang, even though unsuccessful as it may be. Gotta give props for him. He made it a bit more closer than it should have been. And there we have it. Cure, he will go ahead and close out the series 3-1.